Imagine hundreds of planes locked in a life-or-death dance over the endless blue of the Pacific. June 19th, 1944, the Battle of the Philippine Sea. The U.S. Navy calls it a turning point, but to history, it's remembered by a strange name: the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot. Why such a bizarre nickname? Because for Japanese pilots, this one-sided battle would be a massacre, a moment when the deadly skies became a shooting gallery. Let's rewind. Allied forces are pushing across the Pacific, island by island. The Marianas, Saipan, Tinian, and Guam are in their sights. If captured, the U.S. would gain airfields close enough to strike Japan's home islands with their new weapon, the B-29 bomber. Japan knows what's at stake. They gather their mighty first mobile fleet, nearly 500 aircraft on 9 carriers and battleships lurking nearby. It's the largest carrier confrontation of the war so far, but the Imperial Navy is desperate. Many of their best pilots have fallen in earlier battles. Replacements are green, barely trained, short on flight hours. Facing them, the U.S. 5th Fleet and Task Force 58. 15 fleet carriers, 7 battleships, dozens of cruisers and destroyers, and nearly 1,000 carrier-based planes. American crews have trained under fire. They know their machines and each other. Dawn, June 19th. Japanese Admiral Ozawa launches waves of planes, his target, the American invasion fleet off Saipan. But something has changed in air combat. The U.S. fleet is equipped with advanced radar and an efficient system for intercepting incoming planes. Once spotted, American fighters leap into action. Hellcats and Corsairs roar skyward. Veterans like Butch O'Hare and David McCampbell lead the charge. Attack after attack, Japanese planes swarm in, but they're intercepted miles before they can strike the fleet. Radar-controlled gunners and skilled U.S. pilots cut down enemy planes in droves, like a hailstorm against the tin cans. By midday, Japanese pilots are fleeing in panic, if they can escape at all. Some never even see an enemy ship before being shot down. Others are so inexperienced they misjudge altitude or cannot land safely on their own decks. Admiral Mitcher, the American commander, watches the slaughter from his flagship. The numbers are staggering. On that first day alone, Japan loses more than 200 planes. The Americans, barely 24. And the battle isn't over. That night, U.S. submarines stalk the Japanese fleet. Torpedoes strike 2 of Ozawa's newest carriers, Taiho and Shokaku, sending both to the bottom. Without their precious flight decks, Japan's carrier force is bleeding out. June 20th, U.S. scouts spot the retreating Japanese fleet. Evening falls, but Admiral Mitcher takes a risk. He orders one last long-range airstrike late in the day, at the very edge of his plane's fuel limits. Nearly 200 American bombers and fighters fly deep into dusk. They hit Ozawa's carriers again, sending Hio to the depths. But darkness and fuel shortages force pilots to ditch at sea. Navy destroyers race through the night, plucking nearly every crewman from the waves. By dawn, it's clear. Japan's proud carrier air groups are destroyed. Numbers don't lie. Japan loses over 600 aircraft and 3 carriers in just 2 days. It's the greatest carrier battle in history, one that Japan cannot recover from. But here's the twist. The U.S. didn't just outnumber Japan. They outtrained them, out-equipped them, and coordinated their defense through new technology and teamwork. That's why the American pilots called it a turkey shoot. The prey never stood a chance. One ace, Cecil Harris, described it as less like combat than a hunt. The Japanese Navy, once feared across the Pacific, was crippled in a single fiery blow. After the Marianas turkey shoot, Japan never again mounts an effective carrier air force. Their few remaining carriers are stripped of planes, left as floating decoys at Leyte Gulf. But for the men in the sky that June, the fight was deadly serious. Every victory carried a price: fuel shortages, lost comrades, and endless hours searching for survivors in the vast Pacific night. In the end, the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot wasn't just about the numbers. It was proof that evolving tactics, technology, and hard-won experience had changed the face of naval warfare forever. And for the U.S., it opened the way to the Marianas. And from those islands, the war would soon blast its way to Japan's doorstep. Some say it was the day carrier warfare was decided once and for all. But was this overwhelming victory the beginning of the war's end, or the dawn of an even more destructive phase? Stick around as we dive deeper into the Pacific, where every island and every decision changes history.